Yesterday in Richmond, big day for a lot of gun bills heard in committee on both the House side and over on the Senate side. Dave Adams is the legislative director for the Virginia Shooting Sports Association. He joins us now on the program. Dave, thank you, sir.
Thanks for the invitation, Cam.
My pleasure. And let's get started with Sunday hunting, because this is an issue that has come up every year that I've lived here in the state of Virginia. And yesterday we saw a pretty narrow vote, but the bill passed out of a House committee. Does this now go to the full House of Delegates?
Yes, it does. It cleared a big hurdle yesterday coming out of the full committee. Typically, it's gone to subcommittee where it's been defeated, sometimes without even getting a vote. Yesterday, we got 2 votes to the good, and so we're headed to the House probably for debate on Monday, because typically on a Friday they don't take up controversial bills, and obviously has some controversial, sides to it.
Right. All right. Yeah, let's talk about this, because Virginia, one of 6 states in the country that I understand has no Sunday hunting whatsoever. And so what this bill would do, it would open up Sunday hunting on private land and no hunting with dogs, as I understand it, no deer hunting with dogs.
That's correct. It is. We look at it as a property rights bill. If you own private property, you should be able to go out if you want to on Sunday afternoon and hunt deer or anything else that's on your property.
Well, it kind of makes sense to me here. And it would seem that, again, with this step, you negate one of the common arguments that you hear from opponents of Sunday hunting, that we need one day out of the week, Dave, one day where we can enjoy state parks and the scenery and the wildlife without hunters being around. Now you'll still be able to do that because we're talking about private property.
You would have thought so, but there are still people that talk about, who go horseback riding or whatever, and being on near somebody's property where they may be hunting and afraid that a stray bullet may come by them. The Farm Bureau is still adamantly opposed to this, and that's really interesting because they're usually a big proponent of private property. But we've got 36 sponsors on the bill in the House. That's 15 votes away from a positive vote to get it out and go into the Senate. We've passed the bill in the Senate before, so if we get it out of the House, we're going to feel pretty good. We still have to get it back to Governor McAuliffe, because he told the Fredericksburg Freelance Star earlier this year during the campaign, actually last year during the campaign, that he was okay with the status quo.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, we'll keep our eye on that. Now, it almost seems like with a lot of the gun control bills, the gun laws in Virginia look to remain status quo. I mean, Dave, I saw good bills not get out of committee yesterday. I saw a lot of bad bills not get out of committee yesterday.
That's correct. General feeling seems to be that we might be stuck with the status quo. We might get a couple of things, but right now, we've seen bills like lifetime concealed carry permit go either by for the day or pass by for the year. So it's anybody's guess what's going to happen. There's still time left before crossover. We're going to keep lobbying for good bills. We do feel good that we've defeated the bad ones, though.
It seemed like some of the, and by wide margins as well, I know that at least one bill dealing with private transfers of firearms was defeated in this House subcommittee by a vote of 4-1. Was that the typical vote against these gun control measures?
It's typical in the House. The House is where we get the firewall. But even yesterday in the Senate, Craig Deeds had a bill that was an interesting approach to background checks on private sales. It would have charged someone with a crime if they knowingly transferred someone a firearm without first doing a background check, and that person ended up being a prohibited person. And it got crushed in Senate courts, and that's the one committee that we were really concerned about this year.
Really? All right. So what does this tell you, Dave? That all of the talk that a new day had dawned in Virginia, and the gun control advocates were clearly speaking for a mandate of the people. I mean, that doesn't seem to have happened.
Not yet. We did have the governor's wife out at, rallying with the anti-gun forces on Rally Day on Monday, and the Attorney General was out there as well. So you do have higher elected officials talking gun control, but when it comes to putting the pedal to the metal, the folks in the legislature have something else to say about it.
All right. Well, Dave, listen, I know the session continues. and we look forward to having you back on the program. But in the meantime, thank you for all your efforts down there in Richmond.
Thanks a lot for everything you do too there, Cam.